Come over here. Sit down. Warm yourself by the crackling fire. Maybe boot up a little game and listen to me as I tell you about another game. A game called A Robot Named Fight. I've spent about 30 hours playing this game, perfecting it. I've been turned into a meat hunting murder machine, and during all of these hours, I've never really felt bored, maybe. My opinions on A Robot Named Fight feel conflicting. The year is 2017. I'm browsing the Steam market for some hidden gold, and I come across a silly little game with an even sillier name. I buy it. I remember not really enjoying it that much back then. It never managed to captivate me, so I left it in my backlog, rotting and looming over me until I, one beautiful day, decided to grit my teeth and dive back into it. A Robot Named Fight was released in 2017, the same year I bought it, by the way, early supporter here, by this dude called Matt. Matt Bittner, I mean Bittner. Matt owns a game company called Morningstar Game Studio, a nod to his father's company called Morningstar Audio/Video, so it's not really that much of a nod, but more of a direct copy, I guess? Anyway, Matt is the genius behind beautiful artistic masterpieces like A Robot Named Fight and Carl. He's also working on a game called Cop Killer 20 something, and even though it looks much better than the godforsaken Metal Goblin, I can't say it comes close to A Robot Named Fight in terms of visual gratification. But maybe the gameplay turns out to be amazing. I don't know. I guess I'll just have to wait and see. When I first started the game, and every other time I started it as well, I was greeted by a cute little intro cinematic. It introduced me to the dystopian world this game is set in. Planet Earth, I think. I played as a robot called Fight, and my job was to call the infestation of flesh that's looming over me and my kin. Literally. There were some interesting little lore bits scattered here and there as I played the game, but I want to emphasize that this game is absolutely not a story-oriented game. It was very clear that it's gameplay first, story second. I was lucky that I didn't set myself up with high expectations on the story, since I would have come out very disappointed. After the intro cinematic, I was presented with the main menu. And I pressed start, loaded the game and started playing. There was no need to look around the menus. I didn't need to turn off blur or enable subtitles like some min-maxing nerd. It was a simple game for simple people. As I started the game, I first noticed that it was heavily influenced by Super Metroid, a game I've never played. But when I found out that the door opening sequence is exactly the same, I felt my brain melt in awe. I slowly but surely familiarized myself with the gameplay loop. I ran through corridors, killed monsters, and gathered upgrades, all in a all in a randomized map. The gameplay was very simple, and like most roguelikes, the game puts a huge emphasis on the core loop and interesting combinations of items. I had a run, blessed by God himself, where I got triple fire bullets that bounced and scattered as they hit the surface. But I also had a helmet which copied my bullets. I became the definition of bullet hell. Did I win that round? No, because I fell on spikes. But it felt cool while it lasted. The gameplay was overall really tight, and there are only really two things that bothered me as I played. One was how tedious and boring backtracking could be, and two, spikes. And if I grew bored of the normal game mode, I could just try out one of the three bonus modes: Extermination, Boss Rush, and Mega Map. I feel like often developers pad their games with unnecessary bonus content that don't really serve any purpose or are enjoyable to do. But A Robot Named Fight had modes that felt relevant and catered to different aspects of the core game. Boss Rush was fantastic for those who enjoyed killing bosses, like me. Extermination was perfect for those who enjoyed the combat, and Mega Map was great for the people who, God forbid, enjoyed exploration. The game also has couch co-op, and everyone knows that everything is much more fun with a friend. Sure, it didn't have online co-op, but you win some, you lose some, right? Unless Steam's remote play feature works, I never really tried it, so I don't know, but maybe. Another thing I noticed as I addictively replayed the game was that achievements were tied to the items of the game. So when I unlocked an achievement, I also unlocked an item for my future runs. This meant that theoretically, I don't really know, so don't quote me on this, I could have just used an achievement unlocker and then boom, I have all the items. Now, I would never do that, because it's silly and highly illegal. But aside from a solid gameplay loop and illegal activities, this game also looks pretty decent too. Sure, I wouldn't screenshot the game and hang it up on my wall, but it also didn't hurt to look at. The music was pretty forgettable though. I actually had to look up if the game had music as I'm writing this, because I really couldn't remember. And let's just say, it's not something I'd add to my Spotify playlist. Under different circumstances, the game might have left a bigger impression on me. A lot of the love we harbor for games usually stem from the memories surrounding them and not always the game itself. I think I'd recommend it to anyone who's into Super Metroid or anyone who really enjoys roguelikes. It's a very short game, and unlocking most things, without cheats mind you, doesn't take too long. But all in all, A Robot Named Fight was a simple game for simple people. If you stayed this far, I want to thank you for watching the video. It took me a long time to actually edit, even though it might not be that impressive, but I've always wanted to, review shit and maybe delve deeper into my opinions regarding games that I've played, and I was thinking that maybe I should start doing that. So this is my first attempt at doing something like this, and I hope that in the future the quality will increase. But I don't know, maybe I'll just fucking explode and die, but who knows? I don't know, I don't fucking know. But that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.